LF Don Lottery Fenom, what's good? Tune in, tune in. As I do at this time, I ask that you hit the share button right down there. Hit that share button right down there. Let's get this video out to everybody. Now, it won't be too long. I just want to say, I am the number one in the lottery, first and foremost. And the stuff that I do is publicly proven now. Like, if you're at the point where you don't get that, this stuff is publicly proven, you're just a hater at this point. The guy has simply broken the lottery in full, in public. You didn't even have to get the books to understand that I broke it in public. So guess how much they eat in the private group? Guess how much they love it in the private group? Man, there's just so much more to teach y'all. Y'all have no idea. This is just like 2/4 of what I need to teach you. Tri-States had did a triple again. Now the title says mention you. That means that anybody's following me. I want you to tune in, pay attention. That's all that means. I'm not talking to anybody in particular. Sometimes I like to title the videos mention you. So before anyone get in my comment section saying, hey, what's this about? What's that about? I'm just saying, that's just the title of this video. So, Tri-States got threes again. One thing about it, two damn things for certain. If you don't get it by now, you're just simply ignoring facts. You're just hating. How many more times can I be right? You know what? I told you 10 videos ago, how many more times can I be right? 20 videos ago, how many more times can I be right? To the point where not everybody's right. To the point where everybody see it. That's what I mean. So now you see it really ain't bragging. It really do be flawless material. And y'all just loving this public material. Public material. Not even the private stuff. Y'all just love the public stuff because it's so on point. Man, that had to be one badass individual to make something so publicly to be on point to where even though you get the books, it's so much more that's going to be on point about it. That's scary. The public stuff is so accurate. Imagine what the private stuff is when you get it and say, okay, now I see the full picture. It's so many people to say, Fenom, I gotta apologize. I see it clearer now. Now I understand. I thought it was this. I thought it was that. I thought it was a waste of time. Now that I see the way you structured it, the way you're going about it, you're trying to be, well adapted on all ends. Everybody don't have the same GPA. Everybody don't have the same comprehension skill. So I try to put it in multiple ways that people can understand it. So at the end of the day, you find out it wasn't about me. It was more about you than it was about me. I don't get that credit. Secondly, I could have kept all this stuff to myself. But what good that would have done, y'all? I don't get the credit of being, the entrepreneur, the pioneer of this. But again, a lot of people do get credit. Let me stop. But a lot of haters don't want to give me credit when it's so accurate. Now, this is Tri-States yet again. What that tell you? That the boy definitely broke it for the South. They are so afraid of the South that they're getting it to everywhere that's not up on Fenom. If you're not up on Fenom, we're going to give it to you there. You keep thinking this stuff is just made up for far-fetched. Look at what's going on. The states where the biggest winners are, North Carolina, $2 million winner. North Carolina, South Carolina, my $25,000 winner. This is all within a few months of each other. Who else? I think my $270K winner, North Carolina, South Carolina, but they played in Georgia. Where else? A lot of 16,000s, 8,000s. Got some Virginias, 8,000, 7,000, 6,000s. I got some Marylands. Yeah, we were definitely making noise, and they are afraid of it in the South. So, if you will, tag the people from up north, tag the people from Midwest, tag the people from the West. Let them know. Get up on Lottery Fenom if you haven't yet. Sooner or later, you're going to thank me for letting you know about Lottery Fenom, because why? At the end of the day, he's broken the damn lottery, and it will prevail, and it will help you wherever you locate it. So you're doing someone a favor. Now, secondly, I can't be nobody's secret weapon. I can't be nobody's secret golden goose. Look, share the wealth. Let people know, look, I'm eating good now only because I followed this guy in lottery. So many people's lives I changed personally. Grown men, grown women. I changed their life personally. So I really be serious when I tell y'all it's flawless information. You will understand it. You will learn it. You will love it. I have no doubt about that. At the end of the day, once we go over these again, get your pen and paper. You're going to know, you know what? This is the bottom line. This is the last freaking video. If I don't get it by now and get him, I need to stop watching this guy because this stuff is truly flawless and amazing. I can see it for myself, and I don't even have a book. So tap the neighbor on your shoulder, the neighbor. This stuff is absolutely flawless. Go follow him. Everybody at my church, go follow him. Get the word around. So now Lottery Fenom is being seen by 5 and 10,000 people all at one time. So now people know how to better help themselves in their district, in their community. It's just a win-win for everyone, whether they get a book or not. Free game. They don't need a book. But let's go. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's just I'm really walking living proof. That's all it is. If you had something to break it down to, that guy's literally the living walking proof of how to break down the lottery, know it accurately, feed people for the rest of their life, and yet he still has the #1 book probably in the United States. You know, come on now. I got too many receipts, so that makes it already a New York Times bestseller. But y'all don't get the win of that. See, I got to go through the publishing companies to ever make it a New York Times bestseller. But it's already that where it's standing now. I just don't go through the publishing companies. So they can't get recognition for it to be a New York bestseller. But I got the receipts that make it a New York bestseller. So holla at me if you hear me. Now, of course, I keep telling people, look, let me write you an audio book, a ebook, excuse me. Take advantage of that. Anything with my name, Lottery Fenom, next to it. Whatever story with my name, Lottery Fenom, next to it, I'm licensing you my stories that really are very entertaining and it's suited for you. It's stuff that did not make the cut. It didn't make my books. It's algorithms that didn't make the book that's truly unique. But it's just not the bigger picture that I needed in these books. So it's tidbits that I can add to a particular ebook just for you. For example, lessons I've learned from Lottery Phenom. That's your book. I wrote it just for you to put on Amazon.com or your website.com. Let's say Christine, Crystal. Yep, just for you. Anthony Gibson, just for you. Yoli Payne, just for you. Betty Hammond, just for you. Like, so the people that's here, imagine your own ebook sitting next to a $300-400 book. When you ever, get an order, your books can go for somewhere around $75.99 to even $49.99, all the way up to maximum $99.99 because I left those plateaus open. So now it needs to be filled. We need somebody to take over the $74.99, $75.99. We need somebody to take over the $99.99, and then eventually someone's going to take over the $125 spot because I'm now at the $199 spot. So there's the other Lottery Phenom books coming out that's similar to what we do here, but then other stories about it. So it's more so a story and tidbit information about lottery. So it's going to be mainly about experiences that I've seen, dealt with, and spoke with people about, things that they only understood it from their perspective, no matter how I said it in my book. And I'm just taking you through the journey as Lottery Phenom in as a shadow to Lottery Phenom. And that's all your ebook, all personally you. You make every dollar off it. It's just a fee to get the ebook for me to say, go ahead, use the story. I will not sue you. This is yours. I gave it to you. That's a win-win. So if they can't afford the $200 book, the $400 book, the $600 book, they can afford your $74.99 book, and y'all still don't even have enough know that I'm really putting y'all in a predicament to eat good. Everybody want to hear the next story about it and the next story about it. I'm done writing. I don't want another book out. I don't want a lottery phenom book 5, a lottery phenom book 6. No, make it a, for example, a Crystal Miller lottery phenom experience, or a Timothy Lindley lottery phenom experience, or a Jacob Hartman lottery phenom experience. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the case may be. I'll write it, give it to you, it's yours. That is a blessing beyond a blessing. So this is how I put the naysayers to bed. Well, if you don't want to buy a book, I'm teaching you for free. And if you have enough teachings and you're making a little something off this lottery, let me write you a book. Fill in the gaps where you want to fill in. Give me a paragraph or two that you want to make sure you add that particular, section just for you inside this book that I'm writing for you. That's the newest trend, 2023. Have some e-commerce while you're clocking in, while you're doing your main hustle. This is your e-commerce. This is where you start at. Don't get no better. Now, if you got your pen and pad, we're going to tri-states. They just got 333. Now, everybody already understand 333 means it's about to go haywire again. So, anytime you see 333, man, just note that that's something special. What's up? Good to see all y'all. Make sure y'all rewind this video because this is a very important video. A lot of game will be given in this video. I always give you and start out with the parameter. Parameter meaning a focus point, a structure, a blueprint. Start off with the last 4 draws, 30 draw, and 33 draw. That is just half of what you're doing for lottery. It's a ratio that is flawless. It's a set of triggers. It's a new ratio, and it's a new cluster beyond the 4 draw. It's 5 grids that you don't know about. It's unorthodox doubles that you don't know about. So when you see, for example, something like a 998, you may not jump for joy, but a lot of people can because we got the factual structure on why it does what it does. So the same way that it easily brings out triple, after the 8-3, all of a sudden, when you stop and pay attention, you'll see they're mimicking everything I'm telling y'all on live stream. They're mimicking it for it to happen. It's scary to me. Why are they still mimicking everything I say to bring it to light on the next triple? I just told you last video. Shout out to Spaceship Lady 816. But if they knew exactly how important 186 is to lottery, then it would be next level. I already understand that what I know about the 186 is not what Spaceship Lady is talking about. It might be a zip code, area code. It might just be a birthday, personal thing. It literally matches up with a book 4 algorithm that I love about it. I'm not going to say 186 is the trip trigger, but what I'm going to say is 186 is the CVM. So now you'll understand further why I like it, because it's symmetry. Symmetry on top of other things. Now, imagine this. The 186 just showed up 30 draws back, right? On top of that, I just said something about the 186 and how important it is if y'all catch wind. So now, coming to the next triple, it's in the most main spot that is needed. It's not in the ratio spot. It's not 4 draws beyond the ratio, where the ratio starts at. And then, the ratio has a 4 draw. So it's not right there either, because it's usually in that area, 4 draws right before the ratio. So it fell in the most pivotal spot it needed to, and I just got done talking about it on live stream. So when I come back and say the 30th draw, flawless, it's not just because of CVM. I just put y'all up on game about that, so you know I'm not just bragging or saying anything random. It really do be flawless. So let's continue. 333 fell in tri-states today. 2 draws back, the second draw back, 833. 833, that's a double threat. Technically, it's triple threat because it's a mirror number double, but everything that I use in my books are way more potent than just a mirror number double. So the CVM will be way more important than the mirror number double, even though they're one and the same in a sense, because it does not have to double for it to still be a CVM, like 186. So with that being said, the characteristics that I created in my books are more potent for multiple reasons, not just for one reason. Now, the 833, when you understand where we start with the basics, book one, the carry over number represents the next triple. So it's not 333 where the 833 is, like for when I give you other examples. Well, for that draw there, since the 5 is leading from triple fives in PA, that represents trip 5 for that draw. See, where this 3 is in the 833, that represents triple for the next draw for any state that we're dealing with. I said that 300 times. 300 times not enough to let you know that this stuff is factual. Something's wrong. Okay? Now, when the central number carried over to 333, they're just bigging me up. They're just saying, let's get ready. We're going to let Lauder Fenom go live again about this. We're going to put him on a pedestal again about this. But why? What's really going on with this corporation is what I really want to know. Because they have to know that all the sharks is like, it's taking candy from a baby. That's book one material for him. Everybody around me, I'm book 4. That's book 1 material. But it incorporates with book 4 because it's CVM. So let's continue. Everything was needed. Oh, why'd you make a book 2 when you already had a book 1? Well, why'd you make a book 3 when you only talk about triples? They buying books just to hear about triples? No. I keep telling you, you cannot have structure without the triple. You're playing a pick 3 game that automatically means triple. You're playing a pick 4 game that automatically means quad. It's the same ordeal. You cannot have a slot machine without having 3 matching symbols. Period. It's no slot machine that really exists that does not mean if you match 3 matching symbols that's not a jackpot of some sort. What that's telling you is that's the reset for everything to be in sync or in line with each other. It has to be in rotation. We cannot identify a particular set of rotations unless something adds up symmetry or identical. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. It's the same ordeal all the way through the universe. But you will never know it until you're inclined to know it. Let's go. 3 draws back was 149. Now, that is also CVM if you line it up 419. But it's not necessary to have to always do it like that to rearrange it into 419. Sometimes the numbers just tell on itself. So could that be another version of 999? Sure can. So it's no need to say, you know what, I need to put this into anything because I already see the 999 hiding in the skies. So whether I do the by 2, by 3 or not, it still represents triple for me because I know of my works in my structure. I learned from the best. Let's continue. 4 draws back, 489. Now we see 49 and 49 did do a 2-digit return. So at the end of the day, is that a signal or a sign? Sorta, kinda. Technically, it needs 3 sets of the 2 digits to return, 3 sets of 1 digit to return on 3 different draws for it to be and act up in a sense. Anytime it just does a 2-digit return, it's more of a double representation than a triple. Okay, put it in that category. If it does a 2-digit return twice, that's more of a double representation. But at minimum, to get a triple, you will need the double. So it's building from that point on. It rarely gets triples right after 2-digit return. It rarely gets triple. If it was to get triples after a 2-digit return, it has to be one of those triples within those 2 digits. So that kind of makes it super easy. And I don't want that to always be the case. And I don't want you to hold that as law, that it needs to be super easy if they do a 2-digit return. It got to be that number or that number. That's not always the case. Because again, you got to play for the indirect. When you see those 2 digits returning back to back, that is literally direct. It's nothing encoded because it's right there, 2 digits returning. So use that as a play for the direct and a play for the indirect. That lets you, it kind of gives you balance, meaning I still need to dig further, even though I just see it's a 2 digit return. It's literally giving yourself balance. Because if I got to play for the indirect, that means I got to start doing more things than what I see at face value. That's what I'm saying. So again, up to the fourth draw, we're simply flawless. 489 gives you CVM. CVM is symmetry. It is a version of a trip representation. It's in line. This is before the trip hits. This is everything I'm telling you and talking to you is before the trip hit. Because what? The first draw is represented by the draw you're working for. The one you're working to hit is the number 1 draw. The current hit in your state is the second draw. So that means it's already past tense when you're working it. So that only makes visual vertical symmetry sense. It's already past tense and it's at the number 2 spot. So now it's symmetry. It's not, well, the one I'm working is number 1. Then the one that's I'm about to work for, that's about to come out, is number 0. It's number -9. It's number -0. You see what I did there? -9, -0. So, it's a number scale. If you understand the number scale, it's on the private group DVD. You already know, once you get to 0, that it's a particular number. It's not just a number 3. It's not just a number 7. Numbers go negative. They go negative to reassure you that these run mates are super accurate. They go negative to reassure you that it is a 9 frequency. So we was talking frequency when we had -9, -8, -7 on book 1, and I didn't even know it then. So whatever I reference as the negative numbers portraying, it built from that. And it's just now dawning on me, so I'm releasing that to y'all so y'all know it. I didn't know that that was going to be in formats or in rotation of the frequency as well. I didn't know that it was just going to be, I already knew it tied in with the run mates. So I already knew I had a second way to verify to someone that this is why the run mates are on point and awesome. This is why, this is why this is why that. So it just gave me leverage to say, you know what? I am the number 1 in the lottery, not based off of biasness, but based off of 2 and 3 times over why this situation is accurate. And that's hard to do. Trust me on this. Yeah. So 5 draws back, 983. That is flawless as well. Don't mistake it. Just because you don't understand it don't mean that it is not flawless. 223, 223, 6 draws back. That sort of is the unorthodox double. Go correlate what unorthodox double that goes with. It'll scare you how bad that is. Because why? Use the 223 as the thing it represents of what brought the 223 in the unorthodox doubles. So the number that represents the 223, that's the number right there instead of using 223. What does that mean? That means you have a guideline to go off of to say, you know what? I don't understand it as 223. Is there anything in the world I can use concrete accurate for to say this represents 223 besides the by 2 by 3? Yes, it's something called the unorthodox double in book 4. That 223 represents that one number right there. Now it becomes even more hotter of what's going on with 223. Throw it away. If they drop 112, throw it away. If they drop 334, throw it away. Because you got the exact number to replace it with that will still make it symmetry. So if they drop 556, whatever that symmetry number is in your unorthodox double is the exact replacement for it. So now you understand it better with book 4. Because if you replace 223 right there, it will make even more crystal clear sense. So what I'm saying is, let's say you only understood the number 223 out of all these draws, and that you know it should triple next. Whatever the definition of why you understood what that 223 on the sixth draw back was to give you triple three here, then the symmetry is the unorthodox number right there that goes with it that you could have just replaced with it. So now you understand it on this consciousness of it versus your consciousness of it without my material. A reason why you like 223 to represent trip threes. Now, on top of the, well, it's kind of going to give it away. On top of the frequency involved with 223, that's the frequency 999, literally going one up and one down. Frequency 99, that gives you triple three, one up and one down. The two go to the three, the second two goes to the three, the third three stays as is. So this is what I'm saying. If you put two and two together, you'll see what I mean by the 223 in the frequency, the number you can replace it with, because I've really, out of those three numbers, I just gave it to you. But in general, understand this. If you see, no, I'm not even going to say it yet. I'll wait for another 2 months to tell you about that part of the frequency with the 223. I'll wait for another episode of it happening. 7 draws back 152 is flawless only because it's all neutral, but furthermore reasons. But let's just say because all the numbers of 152 are neutral. 574, decent, not the best number to give you trip threes at all. 290, very decent, not the best number to give you trip threes at all. 10 draws back 033, hottest number, one of the hottest numbers to give you trip three. Because if you do your by 2 by 3, you get trip 3. Use 033, do your by 2 by 3, you will see trip 3. 10 draws going forward, you get trip 3. You ain't even on the 30th draw. Something's going on to where it's alerting you what's in rotation. It's only for what triple is about to be. I can't stress that enough. I've done 300 videos. I can't stress that enough. So, when you get back to the 11th draw back, the 116, that's at CVM. It's already constructed for you. So you got 033 that you didn't know about is constructed for your triple. Then you got the 116 CVM together. And then you got 849. Need I say more? Act up number. Why is it clustering with each other? Then you got the 376. What is that telling you? The 3 leading, but it's 376. Do not sleep on that shit. So that's 4 reasons right there. Now go to the next week. Let's see if we can pull 4 reasons out of that. We got the 983, 223, 152, 574 if we're not going forward to the last 4. Out of all of those, that's telling you right there, the 983, the 223, and the 152. Can we tiptoe around 574 and make it make sense publicly? It's a way, but hear me on this. It's a long form. If I say you up, don't you get 7 and 4, don't you usually get 3? That's the long form. That's not what you're pulling out of that. Usually, you would say, well, the only whole number is the number 4, but it's the last number, so it's not needed, but it still represents trip 4 because the 5 is neutral, the 7 is a supernova. It's the wild card, so it's representing any number. So now we got triple 4 rotating in a sense. Well, that helped me with what's going on with trip 3s. Well, if you frequency 999 trip 4s, you get 1 up and 1 down, 333. But if you don't frequency 9 off 3 trip 4s, you just use the 4. That's whole. 7 and 4 represents 3. Out of the 4 and 3, we're missing a number. Now, if you frequency it without doing it 1 up and 1 down, you still use the number 9. Remember, the shadow of the numbers are always 9. So, when I tell you that, it's a notion that you can use with it, but we're talking the 5th level, 7th, 6th level in. And I don't need you to go 6, 7 levels just to figure out what can I do with a 574. If it don't work for you within that third, fourth level, let it go. Guess what? Bet your bottom dollar the next draw is finna be very familiar for you. Bet your bottom dollar the draw before that probably will be very familiar for you. Now, this is the ones with the books that I'm speaking to, not the ones without anything to use. So, even though it's the eighth draw, is not important in no way, shape, form, or fashion, but then yet again, it is. If you understand, you understand. I can't go further into stuff because I can't give y'all book knowledge. What you're seeing is I'm at a wall of this public information I can give you. I'm at the wall. So what I'm saying is I can't go beyond the wall to give you what's about this 574 that we can tweak it into to make it downright on point and accurate because you don't have books. And it's not the private group. Be understanding that it is a lot that's already on point that I do not have to go over none whatsoever. But it is what it is. 30 draws back. 186 CVM. Do not mistake that as just casual playing numbers. It's just there. It is not. It's there for a particular reason. When you get the 8 and 1, you usually get 3. 3 can bring the 8 and 1. Now, if you got 8 and 1 there, you got trip 3, 30 draws going forward. What does that tell you? Remove the last digit. Use 183 and it still will make perfect sense. If you're trying to guess why can I use 186 for a representation of threes, because you're missing the 3 at the 186 spot before the trip 3s hit. Well, there's the 18. Let me add my 3s in there. Let me play heavy on the 3s. Okay, there's 31 draws back. There's the 325. Ooh, good. The 3 is leading. 333 for that draw. Now, the 2 is not a whole number. 5 is not a whole number. So that is feasible to use as 333. The other secondary to make it accurate to use 333 is because the 3 is leading. So that means it represents trip 3s at that spot. The center number 2 represents trip 2s for the next draw. But no, it did not do a trip 2 next draw. Understand that. And you find it funny when it doesn't. It was not needed or necessary. The point where it needs to do a triple at the next center draw to represent the next triple, it usually does. Find that very strange. It does it right where it needs to. The 2 did not carry over in the 30th draw position. If you can think about that, that's like, 10th, 11th level deep when you're trying to, Einstein this stuff. 32 draws. 32 draws back is 026. Now, that is not a trip 3 representation, none whatsoever. So, you could remove that, use it as an all-even wave. All-even wave represents an all-even triple, just so you know. 33 draws back, you get 139. That makes it flawless. Flawless. Flawless, flawless. Flawless. Dare anyone to break that down and say it isn't. Use your by 2 by 3. Basic public knowledge. You get 333. Every pivotal point I ever told you about any type of system that I own or have, I'm telling you to use something that's very pivotal and very important. At the 33rd spot, it did 139. That represents triple 3 in your by 2 by 3. 33 draws forward, did you not get trip 3? 30 draws back, you already got the 33rd on point. 30th draw, CVM. 4th draw, CVM. Current hit that you're working for, triple. All 4 categories needed to be seen. It needed to be seen to ever spark a trip. Now wait. that means that the draw right before it had to be included. So we use 4. That will make it 5 because the 833 carrying over to give you trip 3. Basic 101 book 1 material. When you see that screen say, hey, book a 101 appointment with Lardy Fenom, that would have helped you if you did it 6 months ago, if you did it a year ago. Not saying just that point in particular, but every conversation we have about that. This is how we do that. This is why we do it that way. And now you become very familiar with what I've been saying since day one.